Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. Today, we discuss a true classic from the 2000s. Launched in 2003, this is the Jaeger-LeCoultre Master Compressor Geographic. The Master Compressor Collection, a modern catalog of JLC sports watches, launched in 2002, and they're defined by, first, this case form factor, but specifically these unique winglet-equipped compressor crowns. So one half turn, and you have 100 meters of water resistance. They're color-coded too. One half turn, and the crown is now accessible. This one here, the Master Compressor Geographic in rose gold, features a lovely ruthenium darkened dial with hands, indices, and numerals that are evocative of the 1968 variant of the Polaris diving alarm. So there's a little bit of a nod to JLC's own history right here. The watch is 41.5 millimeters in diameter, 14.1 millimeters thick, and 49.7 lug-to-lug with a 21 millimeter spacing between the lugs. The watch will fit well on my wrist, I know, because I had this exact case shape and size with my Master Compressor Series watch as a JLC collector. And I also had the same size case as the Master Grand Memovox. So I actually owned this case size on two different watches that had the same case form factor. I'd recommend it for a wrist my size or larger because it's almost 50 millimeters lug to lug. I think this really is the limit of what you can get away with. It's also fairly massive and thick, but it's really the lug to lug that's the limiting factor. I wore one just like this. It wore fine, but if your wrist is smaller than mine, you want to look for a smaller JLC watch. Now the timepiece here in rose gold is massive due to the presence of a solid case back, which is probably 2 ounces of gold by itself. It's got a reassuring heft to it. A young designer named Magali Metrier was the designer of the men's watches for JLC almost in their entirety during the 2000s. Miss Metrier was a fan of the Master Compressors, and at the time it was said that she had a very French design aesthetic. I don't know that I would quite say that, but there is some eccentricity about these compressors. The watch, of course, has a no questions asked strap. There is never going to be an objection to large rectangular scale alligator leather. This is a gloss finish or semi-gloss, medium brown. There's some bolstering to add a little bit of thickness and volume. It's got a sheer cut edge lacquered for refinement, a monotone stitch, calfskin, fresh on the bottom, no crimping, no gouging, JLC factory strap with the company's latest pull tab spring bars for tool-free removal from the case. And then we've got a double folding clasp. So you can see right here, the clasp is a double folder. This is a design that JLC introduced in 2006, and this watch was retailed in 2007, according to the paperwork and documentation with it. The case design is fairly robust. Some would even say a little bit brutalist. It has this massive sheer side, lugs that are sheer and massive in profile, but actually quite thin when viewed end on. There's a bit of a soft bevel on the edge of the lug, and the fact that that's still visible means this watch has been responsibly owned and professionally and rarely refinished, if any. We have a little conical bezel that's stepped in from the case band to make it appear a little bit thinner than it is. JL branded crowns, and then we have a pusher adjuster for the pointer style calendar. The watch is 100 meters water resistant thanks to these compressor crowns. JLC had a couple of different goals with these. First, aesthetically do something different and distinctive. Second, make it easier to use a locking crown when your hands are wet, sweaty, or gloved. If you have a screw down crown, it can be sometimes difficult to grasp those if your hands aren't very dry and bare skin. Put gloves on, get a little bit of sweat, perspiration, water. Very difficult to deal with like a Rolex screw down crown. Here, you've got these winglets which are easy to grab in any case. And because there's only one turn necessary to unlock them, as soon as you do, you have the ability to make changes. And you can see I can reset the reference time zone at the bottom. Push it right back down. You see red, you're dead. White, you're tight. It's color coded, so it's hard to jump into the water with these things unlocked. Also important to note that because you're only compressing and decompressing the crown seal, you're not threading through it constantly. It achieves the same thing that the Panerai compressor crown does, where it compresses the seal and decompresses it, but doesn't thread through it constantly, so it lasts longer. The dial which has been ruthenium darkened here, has a fair amount of luminescence. Let's take a look at that now. And you can see that the characters and the forms are influenced by the 1968 version of the Polaris. Remember, Tribute to Polaris didn't come out till 2008. This launched in 2003. So this was in a lot of ways the progenitor to that as a revival of some of that late 60s design language. We have a deeply dished Rayhaut outboard, and you could see that. And the watch actually has quite a bit of depth on the dial side. We have the pointer date. We have an AM/PM indicator. We have the second time zone, and then we have your reference time. And this sort of works like a hybrid of a world time and a dual time. It's this geographic system that JLC first introduced in 1989. And while there are other systems that have come to use a similar arrangement, Longa comes to mind with the Longa 1 time zone, JLC really was this first sort of melding of world time and a second time zone. So let's take a look at how this works. So the first thing you see here is that we have the ability to move that reference time zone around. And then the AM/PM allows us to have a 12-hour format display, but still know, for example, whether we're looking at, move everything in sync now. Oops, pull that out all the way. Whether we're looking at 9 a.m. or 9 p.m., you now know you're looking at 9 p.m. because of that little indicator there. If you wish to make a change to that sub-register without moving the reference city, you can actually move that hour hand independently using the crown down at the bottom. You can also see that if I wish to set everything in sync and activate hacking seconds, I use this crown down at the bottom. You might be asking, what does this little crown up at the top do when it's not pulled out? It does nothing. Down here, you can also manually wind the watch if you wish to. It is an automatic winding movement, though you can wind it manually if you like. Now, inside the case back, you can see we have this lovely solid gold back. Note the watch is 100 meters water resistant. It has been through the master 1,000 hours test, a fully cased up 6-position chronometry trial with water resistance, winding efficiency, power reserve, all of that and durability tested over 1,000 hours, which is over 41 days. It debuted back in 1992 on the Master Grand Tai, and it was the first in-house standard to really go far beyond the bare movement chronometry test of the COSC. The movement itself is known as the caliber 923. So it's a unidirectional automatic winder with ceramic bearings for efficiency. It's got a 4 Hz beat rate, a free-sprung balance for shock resistance and precise setting. It's got a 40 to 45 hour power reserve. It has a stop seconds function. It pivots on 31 joules. It is a 4 Hz 6-position adjusted movement, so it has an elite level of adjustment. I believe it has a 22 karat mass on the rotor, which is something JLC no longer uses. So back in the day, they built fewer watches and they were a little bit finer on an individual basis. It has the geographic function built in, as well as the ability to set the second time zone. The only thing that's a little bit awkward is that we do have a little pusher for the calendar display system. Very similar to the mechanism used in the second generation Vacheron Constantin Overseas Dual Time. This is a great watch on a lot of levels. It's a classic modern JLC that's still everyday durable and fine enough to be your dress watch if you wish it to be. It's a sports watch, it's a dress watch, it's an all-arounder, it's a classic. Miss Metrier would be proud. Reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.